Looks good. This appears good. All right. Oh, it looks like a few of the things on OBS updated. That's interesting. Got a notification for somebody, not myself. Oh. Well, would you look? Oh, shit. Would you look at that? A Oh, fucking shit, dude. I hate lock screens. I don't even know why this device shouldn't have a lock screen. There's genuinely no reason. All right, anyway, getting my chat up, getting everything opened. Yada yada. Oh, nice. A nice 15-second unskippable ad. Some pizza. If that's what you fancy. Nice ad. Pizza Hut. Oh, that's a good ad to get. That means you know, channel's getting nice ads. And then do your taxes ad. Pretty standard. Pretty boilerplate. All right, well, let's see if anybody shows up. We'll see. Never really know with these kind of streams. Don't really know if people want to talk free agency. You never know. What's up, Trey? What's up, Amir? How you guys doing? Yep, not showing up on my screen here. There we go. What's up, Nicholas? How's it going? There we go. Sorry, my chat wasn't showing up for a second. I was like, what the hell? Why can I see these on the big screen but not on the little one where I monitor what's going on with everything? But yeah, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I was going to say, you have a late night game tonight. I should be able to tune in right at the, I don't know, sometime in the third or fourth quarter. Doing good? Yeah, it's been a fun free agency for everybody, huh? It's been a busy few days. You're off tomorrow, and the Roughnecks play. Gonna attempt to stream it. Hell yeah, Trey. Hopefully it goes well. You know, hopefully it runs smooth. Everything operates good. If you haven't left a like, consider doing so. It'll help the stream out right away here. Get some people in and get the stream out. Duke won. Oh, there we go. I know. Yeah, forgot you like Duke basketball. I think it was crazier because there were bigger free agents available. That's one of the things I've thought about. I'm like, the first day was big because there's like a lot of things going on. Well, there was 3 likes before the stream began, Trey. So technically, not gonna hoe anybody out, but it seems like maybe one person's liked it. I don't know. Just gonna put that out there. There was 3 before I pressed go live. Well, yeah. But yeah, I think it's just like there's not as big a name of free agents this year. Next year has a much bigger free agent class. This year was kind of slim. There was like some good names at the very tippy top, but at the bottom it was kind of. Or downtown Orlando's crazy because some of the March men. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's true. You guys host some of the games, so it's probably quite the scene. You gonna make your way over or? Good signing. We'll see if he's actually worth, you know, the biggest contract for a lineman ever, or is it the most guaranteed money? It's one of the two, but I know he's got one of the largest ever for a tackle. So, you are? Hell yeah, man. What's up, Navy? How's it going? Paris Campbell, pretty good receiver. Longhorns playing, winning. There we go. Some pretty big upsets in the March Madness stuff too. Yeah, Barrios should be good on the kick return and everything like that. Well, they're not done. So, Kane come home. Yeah, there we go. What's up, Harley? Yeah, Lions have made some good moves. They signed up Montgomery. They brought in Cam Sutton. They brought in that another really talented young corner. I can't remember his name. Lions might be drafting Bijan. They might, depending on what's going on with Swift. Yeah, Orlando Brown's a good pickup. Hopefully his ability as a tackle wasn't based on the fact that he was playing with mobile quarterbacks. Yeah, the Patriots are looking at Jerry Jeudy. I think DeAndre Hopkins is out because we just don't have the money anymore, but we could sign a player like Jeudy still. Yeah, the Patriots made some moves finally on the offensive side of the ball. They signed up James Robinson, the running back that was on the Jaguars and on the Jets. What's up, Jacob? That's a pretty solid signing, I would have to say. Very underrated. And then you have to look at Juju Smith-Schuster. As long as the Patriots didn't sign this guy with the intent of making him a one, and with the pay of $11 million a year, or not even $11 million a year, what is it, like 7 with incentives? That's not what you pay a wide receiver one. What's up, Great? Greedy Williams, yeah, he went somewhere else to the Eagles. Yeah, Trey Flowers visited. Adam Van Ginkel visited the Patriots. Taylor Rapp did. Those 3 guys would be really big to bring in. Emmanuel Mosley, that's right. Emmanuel Mosley was good. Hopkins to Dallas would be fun for me. Yep. That could happen, exactly. As Nicholas pointed out, Hopkins wants to go to the Cowboys, so yeah, a lot happening. This is just kind of like the quick hit of like since the last time we streamed, really. Yeah, and of course, always Rodgers wants to go to the Jets. He made that official. We have, we're just kind of getting everything started. We're not diving into anything quite yet. We can as things get going, but yeah, Judy's on the trade block. You can get him for a first-round pick or a very high second and some players. And I'm wondering, is that worth it? Is Jerry Jeudy worth a first or a second and players? Is he that good of a young receiver that he can, fundamentally change the life of a team? Or is it like, are people kind of overshooting the Jerry Jeudy thing? I'm not too sure. I still don't think Rodgers to the Jets is going to work out like a lot of people. I don't think so either. He's, I seen what he was looking like at the end of that run with the with the Packers there, and he was, I don't know, maybe it was just he was done with the season, ready to retire, so maybe his mind wasn't all the way in it, but I don't know. He looked like he was declining quite rapidly by the end of the season. Some of them throws he made against the Lions were not typical Rodgers throws. Yeah, he just wants to be Brett Favre. That's all it is. Jeudy to the Browns? I don't know. Do the Browns even have a second-round pick? Also, he barely beat the Patriots with Bailey Zappi. Interesting. I don't think that's something you could ignore. I don't know how well he's going to perform in the AFC East this year. Oh, yeah, and the Patriots also signed, or they're interested in signing Mike Gesicki and Adam Van Ginkel. What are you getting nervous about the Patriots for? Because all these other teams are wildly overspending and the Patriots are playing it very smart and signing very good fucking pieces. Again, if we go get Jerry Jeudy, our receiving core is better than a lot of teams all of a sudden. Because then it could be like Jerry Jeudy, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kendrick Bourne, and Tyquan Thornton. That's better than what a lot of teams can throw out there. Possibly Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Miles Jack and added Landon Roberts. Who did that? Landon Roberts. What's up, Mike? He's going to go to the Vikings after this and finally retire. Who you talking? Oh, the Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Nicholas, what do you think about Mike Gesicki and talking to the Patriots? The Bills signed Donta Foreman, right? I think they signed Donta Foreman, unless that was somebody else. DJ hasn't signed officially yet. Again, anything you guys want to bring up in terms of free agency, just bring it up and we can kind of split. We can quick talk about it or we can dive into the subject. I'm completely fine with whatever. It would suck playing against Gesicki twice a year, but he's a beast. He just doesn't. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, we have a blocker tight end in Hunter Henry. So also the thing with the Patriots ties to Mike Gesicki and why they might be interested in one another. What's up, Jason? Is the simple fact that when Mike Gesicki played in college, it was at Penn State, correct? And I think he really enjoyed his time at Penn State. He really liked the coaching there. And believe it or not, you know who his coach was while he was at Penn State? Well, you can connect the dots and see why and think about why he might be interested in playing in the Patriots' new offense. Any guesses? Do you think his coach was Bill O'Brien for that weird time that O'Brien was Penn State's head coach? Yeah, it was. That's the connection. The Patriots, like a bunch of Patriots players started following Gesicki. Gesicki started following all the Patriots players. Sounds like that might be happening. So that's something you should keep your eye on. Yeah, so that's kind of like the connection there for me. What else am I thinking? The Bengals are, dude, the Bengals might win the Super Bowl. I don't know. It's getting, well, actually, they don't really have a safety core right now. So actually, I'll retrend that statement. Their defense is going to be butthole. Their offense is going to be unstoppable. Nobody's going to touch Joe Burrow going forward. They signed like 4 linemen. They're still adding offensive tackles. They're like, listen, we heard this guy, Dirty Rob, talk about how you can't really lose with good offensive linemen, and he's right. And I was like, damn, they said it was thanks to me. Somebody's finally listening to the Rob method of building the team of having like 7 tackles on a team and being like, we can win with this. Yeah, you need depth. That's the number 1 rule of tackles. And I think the Bengals have been getting killed by that offensive line for 4 years of Joe Burrow's career now. Chargers getting Eric Kendricks. Good pickup. Good pickup. See, the thing about this free agency, I think it's an exciting free agency period if you understand football and understand that like a lot of very good role players are going to new teams and fundamentally changing what that team looks like. Like, for example, the Patriots slot guy was Jacoby Myers. Very low yak guy for like, okay, so you may think that signing Juju Smith-Schuster isn't that big of a, the Bears, that's right. Isn't that big of a deal for the Patriots, right? It's like, well, him and fucking Jacoby Myers had like the same numbers. You'd be wrong in that. Okay, so one of the things the Patriots are garbage with is yards after catch. For example, Jacoby Myers ranks about 46th in the league at yards after catch. Not great. That was probably our best receiver in that category. Juju Smith-Schuster ranks number 11. Do you see the massive difference for Yak there? And why the Patriots might have went, we need to upgrade. We need to upgrade in like every category other than Mac throws the ball, they catch it, and they go fucking right down to the ground. It's literally like it's that big of a difference. It's like he's like 11th in yards per after catch and like total yards after catch. Juju's like a top 15 receiver in the NFL. Our highest rated receiver was Myers, and he was 45 and 40. So, do you see where there's like the problem there? And like why I say like if your team's smart this offseason, you can upgrade at a numerous amounts of positions. Like the Chargers getting in Eric Kendricks. That's not like the sexiest signing in the world. That's not one that makes you go, oh man. But it's one of the ones where if you have an idea of how good he is and like understand the role he can play for the Chargers and being a little bit better at the run defense, which is what the Chargers struggle with, because that's kind of what Kendrick's specialty was with the Vikings. Very good at sniffing out the run, stopping the run, dealing with running quarterbacks and shit like that. You can start to see where, all of a sudden the Chargers are fixing one of their biggest holes, which is run defense. It's a really fun free agency if your team knows what they're doing and is willing to take a chance on maybe a guy who had a bad year. The Patriots aren't going to be bringing in Aaron Rodgers. He wants to be a Jet under no like certain terms, under no certain circumstances. He's going to be a Jet. Yeah. I don't really see any other situation with him other than he might just retire or something. Just change his mind about wanting to still play. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Speaking of him in a Jets uniform, isn't that hilarious? Yeah, basically. Yeah, and I don't think he'd work on the Patriots, to be honest with you. Like, he's a good player and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. Hey, thank you, by the way. Everyone, we're up at 7 likes. But yeah, he wants to be a Jet. Which is, one of the funnier things of the offseason. One of the best bits of humor that we could probably draw things from. If this fails, this will be one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen, because I don't know if you guys talk to a lot of Jets fans or I don't know if you've noticed any Jets fans in your personal lives. They're different these days. The Jets fans are acting like they've won the Super Bowl. Like they're getting like the two-time reigning back-to-back MVP. Like I don't think they understood that last year happened, and Aaron played like dog shit, and he clearly he's clearly getting worse. He's declining. What's up, Adam? And these guys are really acting like they're getting like 3 years ago Aaron Rodgers. They're like, listen, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. It's just like, oh, maybe. Oh yeah, the Lions. Yeah, the Lions fixed up their secondary. They brought in 2 of their best secondary members by like a country mile. They're corners now. Yeah, I seen Jets fans telling Patriots fans, get used to losing now, bitch. And it's like, here's a little fun fact about the Patriots and the Jets, right? So just because you signed up a couple good players. Okay, so imagine I'm trying to figure out a way I could put this into perspective for people that everybody understands how bad this is for the Jets to be saying anything to Patriots fans. Do you think it's appropriate to talk shit in the NFL if you haven't beat a team in 3 years? Just getting to put a little feeler out there for this one, because this goes somewhere. Trust me. I thought about this bit all day about how I was going to do this. After 3 years, you don't think it's appropriate? Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. What about 5 years? If you hadn't beaten a team in 10 straight games, how would you feel about that? You'd be like, all right, listen, even if we win, we can't really say anything. All right, what about if you hadn't beat a team in 7 years, in 14 straight games? That's where the Jets sit right now, right? Against the New England Patriots. And they're talking shit like they've like we haven't lost, like we've lost the last 7 years to them. Now, yeah, exactly. They haven't made the playoffs in 13 years. You know how many times the Patriots have lost to the New York Jets since 2015? Just to throw a number out there. 1. I can count on one hand. And they're talking like they're just this great new team and like we're their bitch now. Hilarious mindset. Do you know how many times we've lost to the Jets since 2011? Just a random date. Nicholas, you're gonna love this because I don't even think the Packers have a thing like this. Do you know the Jets, the New York Jets, a pro football team in our division, a team we play twice a year? They haven't beaten us. Since 2011, they've beaten us this many times. That's it. That's how many times my team's lost to the Jets. And the Jets fans are talking shit to the Patriots fans like we're their pussy bitches now. Huh? Dog, it's been 12 years. I don't think anybody has a domination like Adam. I know you guys have been beating the hell out of teams. If they win, it's like, what can you even say? All right, now you just got to make up 12 more years worth of these. It's just like, what are you guys doing? We beat you guys on a walk-off punt last year. You guys are just cursed. Like, what? Listen, if you can sweep us this year, and then next year, and then next year, then I'll back off and be, all right, you guys can talk some shit then. All right, have at it. We're your bitches now. Literally, it's 3 years and 6 straight wins before I even think it's okay. Jeremy, again, it's nothing personal, Jeremy. You're not like the other Jets. You know what some of your fucking fans are doing. And Jeremy's like, listen, I'm not even going to fight him because, honestly, yeah, it's fucking... I'm just talking to people in general, explaining why I'm annoyed at Jets fans today. And over the Aaron Rodgers situation. It's like, you guys don't own anybody yet. You're still the last place team in the division until you start beating everybody. Yeah, no, Joe Douglas is a good GM, but he's shitty at finding quarterbacks. This is lucky for him. This just fell into his lap. This isn't Joe Douglas' skill. This is Joe Douglas got really fucking lucky with Aaron Rodgers, or else he probably gets fired in 2 years. Yeah, that's the only thing. Once the Jets prove themselves, I don't give a shit. They can talk all the crazy shit that they want, because they have a good team. It's just like, and maybe to other teams they can talk shit, but it's like, what's up, Daniel? But it's like, come on, not yet, New York. Bills fans even waited till like last year to get crazy. I think Joe Douglas is a great GM, but quarterback is one of his weakest areas, and that dates all the way back to the Bears. For like, I know you probably all heard the story about Joe Douglas and the Mitchell Trubisky fiasco. You know he got fired over that, right? The reason the Bears don't have him as their GM right now is because of the situation with Mitch Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson. So the Bears, we all remember the Bears taking Mitch Trubisky over Watson and Mahomes, right? Did you know that thanks to Joe Douglas, the Chicago Bears refused to meet with Deshaun Watson because of Joe Douglas? He said, nope, Mitch Trubisky is the best quarterback in this draft. And then it's Mahomes, and then Watson is a bust. And then with the Jets, he very much tried to convince everybody in the building that Trevor Lawrence, if Trevor Lawrence somehow wasn't the one pick, they would still go Zach Wilson at number 2, no matter what. Like, and that wasn't allowed. They weren't going to do that. But he tried to convince the whole team that Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson was the best quarterback of that draft class. And I guarantee that's why they wound up going with Lawrence over Fields, over Mac Jones, who both would be better options. They wouldn't need to be trading multiple first-round picks over to the Packers to get a quarterback. Oh, dude, if they had Trevor Lawrence, they'd just be a dynasty. That's the scariest part. If they literally would have got the pick right and picked Fields, I'd be like, oh, fuck. They probably win that division last year. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Packers suck. I don't think the Packers suck. You think Green Bay? Maybe they do. I don't know what Green Bay does. Green Bay's in a weird spot. I'm not really sure how they're going to rebuild their team. Yep. Watson was a Texan. No, he was the assistant to the GM of the Chicago Bears, correct? What's up, stud? I was wrong about the Rangers. I didn't think he was Rodgers. I didn't think he was going to the Jets. Yeah, I think a couple people were just a little. I figured it was the Jets, retire, or Raiders, and then the Raiders said they weren't interested at all. So I was like, I guess it goes to me. It was always retire, Jets, or Packers, like in that order. And then he kind of confirmed it on the Pat McAfee show that it was he was going to retire. And then he did that crackhead thing in the woods, and then he came out and he's like, I'll play another year. So we got one more year Aaron, I guess. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I still think he might just kind of quit. I don't know. I think Brady retiring fucked all his plans up. He hasn't officially done anything. The trade hasn't gone through yet because the Jets and the Packers are still working on compensation. Wait, Jimmy G's press conference got postponed? I wonder if it's because he failed a physical. Following Brady's footsteps? Yeah, man, it's crazy. I can't believe he's a Jet. Time is truly a flat circle. Do you want to know something even creepier about how similar these two are? I'm sure you do, because it's really funny. Hey, we're up at 10 likes somehow. I appreciate that, everybody. Good looking out. We're up into double digits. Never expect to get those on these kind of streams. Not before a half hour's up. We're up 24 minutes. Look at that. So Brett Favre's last pass was an interception that eliminated the Packers from either the playoffs or playoff contention. Can't remember if they were in a playoff game, but it did eliminate them from the remainder of the season. It ended their season. Now, we all remember what happened against the Lions for Aaron Rodgers' last throw as a Packer, right? It went right into the loving arms of Kirby Joseph, the rookie safety for the Detroit Lions. And it ended the Green Bay Packers season. And then the following offseason, both quarterbacks were traded to the New York Jets. You gotta admit, I don't really believe in that's fucking creepy that happened like that. Could also go to the mat. Yeah, exactly, Mike. I'm thinking that might happen. He might just be kind of done. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Rodgers. I'm rooting for him, you know, mainly because I do like chaos too. Because I don't know how good my team's going to be. I don't know if we can compete. We'll see. A little nervous about the Patriots, but you know. Raider Ben used the punching. Damn, dude. Are the Raiders fans really that pressed about Jimmy G? He's a nice guy. They're all going to like him. You see how upset all the 49ers players were when he left? 49ers claim that Jimmy G saved that fucking team. I don't know what they're so upset about. I don't know what the fans are. It's like, you guys need to calm down. Trust me. Look at the way your team's happy. Everyone's happy about it. I'm like, I don't know. I think Jimmy G might be like a football player's football player. You know how like there's like people that say like, oh, that's a comics comic, or like that's a rapper, you know, that's your favorite rapper's rapper. Or that's your favorite comics comic. I think your favorite football player's quarterback is Jimmy G. And I'm very confident in saying that. I guarantee you that Jimmy G is way more beloved inside of NFL locker rooms than most quarterbacks in the NFL. And I don't know why that is. I'll never figure out what it is. I think he's just a very good leader. And I think there's just a sense of calm that comes from him that is very, I don't know. There's got to be something. This dude's playing in NFC title games all the time. Patriots were arguably winning more Super Bowls when he was just chilling on the roster. No, we weren't winning anything, but, you know. He does have 2 rings from us. Carr's a better thrower than Jimmy G. The thing Jimmy G does really, really well that's very underrated is he's very good at line audibling, and he understands when to switch out of plays. So he'll go to the line, quickly diagnose that he can't throw the ball on that play and switch to a run, or he'll quickly switch to a run. And so the 49ers basically will never change the way that their offense looks. It's basically they send like 3 guys out there, and you probably know a little better, Jason. You guys run a very set offense. It almost always looks the same, and you do multiple runs out of those formations. You'll do passing out of those formations, and Jimmy's really, really good at quickly switching everything, and nobody noticed. I don't think anybody except his teammates noticed these changes, and that's how he can quickly run that Niners offense to such a proficient, effective level. It's a very hard offense to run, I've noticed, and I think Jimmy's smart enough to run it and know how to run it effectively, which isn't like the easiest thing to do with like Kyle Shanahan, for example, because again, they don't really do a lot. It's like everything always looks the same, and that's very hard to replicate. And I think that's one of the reasons why Jimmy was so successful in San Francisco, is because, again, you need a smarter quarterback who can take really good coaching, doesn't really get upset. In the Niners, E40 is smarter to know that. Yeah, exactly. You got to be kind of a smarter quarterback and be able to get bitched at. But if you can run that offense, it's fucking like clock. And again, I think Purdy can run it very better because he's a better quarterback. But again, you know, Jimmy's not the most blessed arm, and yeah, exactly. Purdy's the one who can run it because he's mentored by Jimmy G almost directly, and Purdy seems like he's just, you know, a better athlete. Just Purdy seems like he was designed to run that offense. I don't know. Unironically, Colin Kaepernick would probably be pretty good at running that offense. I think you need a quarterback who can run, but also has a really good arm. Or at least an arm that's respectable anyway. I think that's a very key thing. Purdy is kind of like a diamond in the rough. Yeah, he could be really good. I think he has a lot of those like raw, really good intangibles to him. I hope that elbow surgery didn't fuck him up. All right, I think we've talked enough about this douchebag. This is hilarious. I don't know if you guys heard about this because this is kind of late breaking news. It happened at about 8 o'clock. Everybody just started reporting this in mass. The Commanders are about to be sold at any moment. Like, literally, we could wake up tomorrow and there could just be like, well, there's a new team. The Commanders are owned by... So, what's up, Pyro? The Commanders are now owned by a new team. Literally, it could happen just like that. Like, we could be streaming and then they're sold. Yeah, I think they're gonna wait till the owners. They want to wait to the owners meetings in April, and that's when they're gonna make everything official. Yeah, but yeah, Jason, it's basically, yeah, it's Dan Snyder. What's up, Matt? Lamar Jackson going to the Colts. I think Lamar is going to be a commander, personally. I almost wondered if you will, what happens if you see. So I'm surprised they didn't do the Lamar Jackson thing so we could fuck the league on the way out. Yeah, you guys got a good pickup, stud. You and Nicholas are probably happy. Your guys' team looks really good next year. You know what team I'm not impressed with this offseason so far? What has Buffalo done? Have they really only signed like an offensive tackle or two? I can't remember anything that they've done that makes me go, wow, look at Buffalo. Like, I'm far more impressed with what Miami's been up to, with what the Jets have been up to. Hell, even the Patriots have made better, like arguably better moves. So I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know what's going on with Buffalo. Yeah, so the Commanders will be sold. The reason it sounds like it, the Snyders have cleaned out their facility. So basically, there's all their shit's gone. That's how you know it's about to be sold. That's just his wife. Dan Snyder's always in a bad mood. I don't know why he's in a bad mood. He's about to get billions of dollars. And he's the only owner because he made everybody else sell all their shares because he's about to sell the shit. So he's like, I think he's like the sole person to profit from this sumbitch. He's what? Let's see. The Broncos sold for what, $4 billion? And unironically, I think the Commanders are worth more money than them. I think Snyder has done much more fucked up, but yeah, it's the off the field shit. It's not, yeah, and he's like, he lied about how much money the Commanders were making for years. Like, it's, when that came out, it came out like the Commanders are one of like, I don't know, like the top 4 richest teams in football. It's just like, what? They're like, yeah, we have a really rabid fan base, and then we changed our name like 3 or 4 times, and you know, we sold a bunch of back merch, and we sold merch, and we sell merch, and we're selling merch. Yeah, they made a lot of money in changing names. And I guess what? I bet you if they get sold again, they're going to change the name again. Yeah, I think the Bills still might lose. I still think there's a bunch of trades that are going to happen, but we'll go over that in a little bit, in a minute or two. Doesn't matter. Is going to get Lamar and make him the highest paid quarterback about the dude. Pyro, I don't know why they haven't already done this and then agreed to give him the 2 picks. Just be like, listen, we'll sign Lamar to a $270 million contract, and we'll trade you the 2 first-round picks. Have a good one. Bye-bye. But then again, that might literally like knock value off his team, so that might be retarded. Like, that might actually, that might be a really dumb idea, because it literally could be like, well, you shaved off $1 billion worth of value in your sale toss. So you might actually not want to do that. The more I'm thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, actually, that might cost you some money. Maybe you don't want to do that. Definitely Bills division to lose. So Poyer, 32-year-old safety. Yeah. Bills windows closed. Yeah, they should have won a Super Bowl the last couple years, or at least one of those. I thought it was last year for them. It's a bum name for Washington. First it was Redskins, then it was football team. They should just do Red Wolves, I'm telling you. The Red Wolves was always the superior option for the Commanders. Listen, do you guys think that anybody would have gave a fuck if they switched it from Redskins to a football team for, you know, that weird year, and then they went with Red Wolves? Do you think there'd be a bunch of, like, weird babies still going, they're the Redskins? No, it's because the name sucks. Like, the name is bad. Commanders is a bad name. We can all understand this. Don't know why they didn't go Red Wolves. They could have kept all of their fucking chants. They could have kept, like, HTTR still exists. Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, Matt, if they don't win next year, I would say the window's slam shut. Literally, the Red Wolves was the very first name I thought of for a change name, and it was one of the finalists, and I don't know how it didn't win. Like, as soon as I seen they even had it on the list, I was like, see, Red Wolves is going to be the best one. Yeah, they're a pack. They're the only dog team in football that's actually a dog team. The Cleveland Browns don't count. They're named after Paul Brown. They're literally named after an old white guy. Like, everyone's like, the Browns are a dog team. And I'm like, the Browns are literally not a dog team. Their real logo is, the real mascot's a fucking elf. And they were named after like Jim Brown or Paul Brown or somebody like that. It's like, I don't care. No, they're not a dog team. The Red Wolves would have been the only dog team in football. The Lone Wolves. Dude, there's so much cool shit. Like, literally lone wolves. Oh, we're the lone wolves of the NFL. Why? Because we're the only wolves. We're the only dog team. Fucking dumbasses, dude. I should be hired as like the person who did this. I could have made this so much cooler. I'd have been literally. I would have Redskins or Red Wolves merch. I don't even fuck. I'd fuck with the team. I'd be like, that's my third favorite team. Why? Fuck, they're so cool. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, how did you miss it? And if it was actually about honoring Native Americans like they tried to claim it was when it was that's how I know it wasn't about honoring Native Americans, because immediately they went, well, fuck Native Americans then, stupid fucking red fucking losers. We're done with these guys. Fuck them. It's like, well, I thought it was about honoring them. Why wouldn't you just switch to something else from their culture, like, wolves, red wolves specifically? Well, because we're not actually trying to honor them. We just like the name Redskins. It's like, I thought that name was so to honor. You literally tried defending it and saying it was to honor the natives. Why not go to something they hold hold in high esteem, like wolves? Nah, that's fucking kind of gay. We just want to call them slurs, kind of like, light slur. Uh, like, good job, idiots. You didn't need to go down that road. You could have made it so much easier. Look at how the colleges operate. You could have even had a fucking cool mascot, but you fucked it all up, didn't you? I don't know. The whole thing is stupid. Well, the football team worked, and that like grew on a lot of people in like a cool sense of like, oh, that's kind of different. It's unique for football. Even if they would have stuck with football team over Commanders, it's like a far better, the better cadence. It's a better, just everything about that's a little bit stronger than it was, than fucking Commanders. Commanders literally sounds like a spring league football team name. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, the Commanders just isn't. They're like the scuff Pittsburgh Steelers and shit now. They wear like black and gold uniforms. It's like, what is this? They're like, we're the Commanders, dude. This is our identity. We basically are the Steelers we're like XFL Steelers. And it's like, oh, well, that's fun. Anyway, that's about that. That's about that much we need to talk about that. It's boring. I guess we could talk about, lots of stuff's happening. Oh, you guys did pick up Deshaun. I seen you mention the Deshaun Elliott. He's a good player. He's really fun. But the problem is he plays so goddamn aggressive and so goddamn hard he hurts himself. It's just like, yeah, he's great to have around and everything like that. He works really well, but the problem with Elliott is he'll hurt himself. The number of self-inflicted concussions I think that I can count from Elliott, or just self-inflicted weird injuries, it was every time he got hurt, it was just some shit he did. Um, who are your safeties? Brandon Jones and Javon Holliday. Oh yeah, he'd be three. Okay, yeah. I didn't know. I forgot you guys have those people and Brandon Jones. No, it depends on how Brandon Jones recovers. I don't know. Safeties, that's a weird position. Defensive backs and ACLs, they can go kind of weird together. You know who's had a really good run? I think this is a very underrated signing, and I could just be saying that because I've always really liked James Robinson, but I think that's a good signing for the Patriots. You're already having a Jalen Ramsey jersey coming? Hell yeah! What's up, Happy Hour? How's it going? Hopefully all's well. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, though James Robinson I think is kind of underrated. Yeah, it's the Chargers stadium now. The Rams lost or completely. I don't know what the hell is going on. The Rams are losing everybody. What's up, What's up, Miguel? Dolphins really might have the best wide receiver and cornerback duos in the league. Hopefully, to his health and O-line doesn't mess it up. Yeah, as long as Xavier keeps playing well. What happened with him last year? Bengals fan super happy about Orlando Brown is kind of funny. Why wouldn't the Bengals fans be happy about getting Orlando Brown? Yeah, it's not 8 million. It's worth up to. It's like 6 or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. What's wrong with Orlando Brown? He was playing banged up. Oh, as long as he's healthy then, yeah. As long as everyone's healthy, yeah, you guys are pretty solid. I don't know if you guys have the best wide receiver duo though. I only say I would put one or two. I would put one core up against it, and I think I win every time. I raise you Chase and Higgins. You bought your brackets all fucked up. Yeah, I heard it was a crazy day. I was gonna say I don't think you can really beat those two. Orlando Brown, what they gonna do with him? That's how. That's also Bow too. They lost to the Chiefs. What? Earl Roberts. Yeah, well, with the name like that, what do you expect? Orlando Brown, what they gonna do with him? I don't know. He's only like one of the best tackles in the game. I don't know. I don't know. Why is everyone acting like Orlando Brown isn't literally with like fucking 6'8", 400 pounds of a solid athlete? I don't understand that. That's because Joe Burrow feeds receivers like a fucking monster. Burrow also doesn't, hug throws up to Waddle like 100 times. You know what I mean? Like Tua's security blanket is Waddle. Burrow's security blanket is fucking Jamar Chase. Like it's one of those situations. It's like, yeah, I mean, Tua also throws the ball to Waddle like every throw almost. I don't know if that's really a way to be like, well, Waddle's better than Higgins. I don't think so. Yeah, you literally have just tried. Everyone's here saying that you guys have the second best tandem of receivers, and you're like, well, Waddle's kind of actually underrated. Not really. Not at all. He's a number 2, number 1. He's 1A, 1B type situation. And it's not even a shot at your receivers, or it's just Higgins doesn't get targets like fucking Waddle does. Because again, that's just there's just Tua's comfort guy. The pick, they didn't lose any picks or anything. I don't get it. Why is everyone acting like Orlando Brown sucks? What am I missing? Has this guy ever allowed a sack? But I'm being serious about this. By the way, I think if you look up Orlando Brown. Yeah, how many sacks has he given up? 0 in his career? 1. Gave up 0 in Baltimore. There's the fun little statistic about Orlando Brown that I feel like everyone's being hyperbolic. He also didn't have a left guard. Well, actually, I think he has Thuney. But again, pressures is one thing. Also, Mahomes kind of sucks asshole in the pocket, with pressure. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the hate on Orlando Brown. I don't think he's let up a sack in like 5-6 years in the NFL. Just had a few bad plays. Yeah, I mean, the Lions line has a few bad plays every game, and that's regarded as like the second best in football. What's up, Ape? Oh man, I don't want to go through and break down why. I guess I'll have to do this. All right, Miguel. I guess I'll explain to you why Higgins is a better receiver than Waddle. This is going to be annoying. The only person trying to defend this. Let's see. Waddle had 13. He had, 14. They had one less reception. Your boy had 1,300 more yards, 7 TDs, 8 TDs. Let's see what the difference here is. Let's go look at. Oh, wait a minute. I know why this happened this year. I'm not even going to play this game. Joe Burrow didn't have the first 4 years. Joe Burrow didn't play. Fuck that. I'm not playing this game this year. The Bengals didn't have their beginning. Their offense wasn't right at the start of the year. I almost forgot the context of this. The Bengals didn't. Yeah, never mind. Rewind all that. That's irrelevant. Joe Burrow didn't have a preseason, and they needed the first 4 games of the season to get right because Joe Burrow's appendix blew up like 2 days before the spring training camp started, and they got zero chemistry, zero time to work, no nothing. In like the 3rd week of the preseason, remember Burrow was doing like light runs down the field in a golf cart? Remember that shit? So I almost don't know if you can compare those two situations and be like, well, he had better numbers. It's like, yeah, I mean, the Bengals offense didn't work till fucking week 4 after the Cowboys game. That's a very, very important key distinction. And you could be like, well, they didn't have Tua. Fair. But again, for what, 4 games? How many games did Tua miss? 5? 4? So, all right, even on that. But again, I don't really want to hear it. These are supposed to be the receivers. I don't give a fuck. Good receivers should just still ball out. Garrett Wilson had 1,000 yards with no quarterback. Also, how come 2 years ago when you had Waddle, every Dolphins fan before you had Tyreek Hill said Tua has absolutely no help? And now it's like Waddle's one of the best receivers in all of football. Which one is it? Did Tua not have help before Tyreek Hill showed up or just have one guy now? So how's that narrative go? Because I've always wanted to ask Dolphins fans this, and they never answer my questions. So was Tua a shitty quarter? Did Tyreek Hill save Tua, or was it just, Because I was told Gesicki sucks, Waddle sucks, all these guys suck ass and are like terrible, and that's why Tua did bad because he didn't have a single wide receiver. Yeah, but don't act like your literal fan base doesn't talk like this. There, Miguel. You guys do. You guys literally say shit like Tua didn't have a weapon. Mike, can you back me up on this? Just please back me up on this situation. Please tell everyone I'm not fucking crazy saying this. How Dolphins fans would stand up, scream up and down that Tua has no weapons, despite having Waddle and Gesicki. Now, okay, let's not go game by game. I don't want to do game by game shit. This is probably the best year for them to prove it. Everyone will be healthy at the start of the year, so long as there isn't a freak of nature incident for either team, like an appendix exploding, somebody's head being made up of fucking glass. So we'll have a better look at this next year with who has the better tandem. And it's interesting to see what the Vikings do. I don't think they have a number 2 right now that's like really worth the shit. But what's up, Fat Tater Chip? Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Hopefully you're doing well. No, again, this year was it's kind of hard because again, both teams did miss like the Bengals again. If you remember at the start of the year, they could barely do anything with the football, and then the Dolphins lost Tua for what, like 5-6 games this year. What was it, 6? So I don't know. I can't. You know what I mean? It's like one of them things where it's like, yeah, they both shit wasn't right for both of them for weird amounts of the season. So we'll see. That could easily become the Dolphins receiving tandem this year, by the way. I'm not like hard pressed on saying that they can't be. No, I'm not trying to argue anything. Yeah. No, I don't think Waddle's underrated though. That's all. I think Waddle was one who is literally, like you said, as from your rookie year. I thought he was always, he's always been a great receiver. In my opinion, that's the way I look at it. I'm like, I don't know how he's underrated though. If he's considered the best tandem or the second best tandem of receivers in football, you can't be underrated in that duo. You know what I mean? In my head. But we also have to deal with the fact that AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are also a tandem. So we have to consider those guys as well. Sorry to let that completely dominate it. You got gifts for your birthday? Oh, it's your birthday today, Abe? Or when was your birthday? I'm sorry. Are you going to be sad forever, JJ? Some of the worst wide receiver duos, whatever the Patriots have right now. What do we got? Or before we signed Juju, the Patriots were about to rock out Kendrick Bourne and Tyquan Thornton or Devontae Parker. Eesh. The Ravens might have the worst receiving core in football right now. That shit's embarrassing. If I'm not mistaken, overrated means legendary. The overrated could be bad. It could be good. I don't know. Overrated is sometimes used in like really, really weird ways. Fair enough. Fair enough. Traylon Burks and Kyle Phillips. Yeah, that's not very good. Dan, who? Oh, is that Atlanta? Or is that Tennessee right now? Yeah, Tennessee, the Ravens. The Bears fixed theirs with DJ Moore. They had the worst one though. The Bears was a fucking disaster show. The Texans might too. No, Texans still got some receivers. They got Robert Woods. Yeah, Tennessee's is fucking abysmal. That's bad. Carolina don't got anybody either right now. They just got like, can anybody even name a single receiver on the Panthers? I'm not even trying to be funny. I genuinely can't right now. They got rid of DJ Moore, and I thought he was the only one on the depth chart. I'm genuinely, if you can tell me, that'd be great. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not a funny guy like that. I can't write comedy that funny. That's what I mean. Did they got any rostered receivers at this juncture, or is it just kind of like, we're going to wing it when it comes? Terrence Marshall Jr. That's it. That's what I thought. They didn't have much. Yeah, so the Panthers might quite literally be down to like one guy right now. So they got to sign some people. That's what I mean. Curtis Samuel is no longer on that team. He went up with Scary Terry. So, you're starting to run out of names and possible candidates. It's just like, got to look around and be like, oh, shit, you're right. I don't think the Panthers have anybody. Shy Smith. It's just, so, yeah, there's some, at least you're not the Panthers. Can you imagine being a quarterback on that team right now just going, oh, what are we going to do? Who are we going to throw the ball to? Who the fuck is that? Yeah, exactly. Just some names. There's only one thing I think that could be funny. So the Texans, are they doing good or are they doing bad? I know they needed $1.5 million different things, right? And they have a lot of money. I don't hate like a lot of these signings. These are actually some really good signings. Noah Brown isn't a bad receiver for a team that needs receiving depth. Robert Woods is a really good receiver to bring around for depth. Shaq Mason's a great guard. Like literally, that's a really good guard. Quisenberry's a really good center. He's all right. Winovich should be depth. Sheldon Rankins is that's a criminally underrated signing. I don't know. D'Amico Ryan's their head coach. Like he's putting together some very specific, very good defensive signings. Hassan Ridgeway's a really good signing. And so is Jimmy Ward. That is the crown jewel of their free agency class. The Jimmy Ward and Sheldon Rankins and Shaq Mason and probably Robert Woods. Those are big signings. They are going to be a better team next year. Their defense might be top 15, depending on how they decide to draft. Everybody should have wanted Jimmy Ward. He's one of the best safeties in the NFL. So that's what I mean. They literally got a top fucking 5 safety in football. Yeah, this is a very well put together class by D'Amico Ryan and Nick Caserio, the GOAT. Everybody always mocked old Nick Caserio. Oh, another Patriots failure. Oh, is he? He had to rebuild, okay? And the Texans literally had nothing to rebuild with. It was literally just a pile of sand and no water and no buckets, no shovels, just a big thing of really runny sand. Dolphins? Oh, boy, they're going to be a problem. That whole AFC East could be really good next year, except the Jets. I'm just kidding. The Patriots are actually the only team I'm like, oh, fuck, man, we're going to finish in last. We're going to win 11 games and finish in last place and miss the playoffs. Ain't that going to be a bitch? I'm going to be so annoyed if I have 2 teams in my life that win 11 games and miss the playoffs. I'm going to be so goddamn angry, dude. And I can already imagine it because the AFC East is really talented right now. I could see all 3 of them teams winning a bunch of games and then the Patriots getting to double digits and just not making it. And it's just like, it wasn't even a bad year. We just got kind of fucked. I think the AFC East might be the best division in football, though. And I think the Dolphins could steal the division if they stay healthy. I do worry about their health, and because I'm not sold on Buffalo's offseason. I think it's been very bad. Like everyone else in the AFC is like in a mini arms race, and Buffalo's just sitting there like this. Like, you guys aren't that far ahead of everybody. Like, what are you doing? The Jets caught up. The Dolphins may be better than you guys. Just like a head-to-head thing, I think the Dolphins are a better team, but the Bills can beat more teams right now because they're a little bit better. It's like this weird thing of the Jets can compete with the Bills really closely, but I still think the Bills are a little bit better of a team. If the Dolphins are healthy, I think they're a better team than the Bills. Just in like player to player to player to player. The only thing really the Bills got is a quarterback on the Dolphins. So that's just kind of where I'm at, where it's like I think the Dolphins, if they can stay healthy, that's the number one thing. Their health has been they've had shit luck lately. If they stay healthy, should be a Super Bowl contender, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that about Tua, who hasn't really had a playoff game. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really hold that against players. I don't give a fuck. Like, what? Oh, poor baby. Half the guys in the NFL haven't played in the Super Bowl now. I don't give a fuck. Only people we can say then that can make it are Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and fucking Patrick Mahomes now. Like, at some point, we could just kind of push in, like, Jared Goff and Aaron Rodgers. Those are the only people that can make the Super Bowl now because they're the only, and Jimmy G. Those are the only guys that have been in it. It's just like, well, I guess we probably shouldn't use that as like, you know what I mean? And playoff experience is going to be rather thin now in the NFL. So again, you know, a lot of the ways we used to measure like easy ways to see how a team might do in the playoffs, they're gone. Like it's just because a lot of like veteran players are gone. A lot of veteran coaches are starting to step away, maybe take lesser roles, become coordinators. So it's kind of hard to be like, well, we know how we know how this guy performs in the playoffs. Well, not really. He's only been in one playoff run. And yeah, they lost, but who cares? Like, what does that mean? Like, do we know how good Mac Jones could be if the Patriots make a serious run and become a playoff team? Not really. I mean, he had a rookie run at the playoffs, but I mean, Rookies don't really belong in the playoffs as quarterbacks. That's a tough place to go put a rookie. I think it's something like 98% of rookie quarterbacks don't make the playoffs. Like, if you have to start a rookie, you're probably not making it. Like, from season start to season end, you're not. I think Mac Jones. That's what I'm trying to think about. I think Big Ben was a rookie quarterback who made the playoffs. Mac Jones. It's not a big list of guys. You know what I mean? Literally, think about it. A lot of those guys you're thinking are second year. I think Russell Wilson was second year. Brady was second year. Mahomes was second year. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, didn't Dak replace a guy like 6 games into the season? I think Dak doesn't count because the way that this is specifically, I think Dak does technically count because he was a rookie, but it's like these are rookies that basically ran the whole season, not like they started in like week 6. I don't remember when exactly Dak replaced Romo. If it was early in the season, yeah, I'll count it. But it's like, didn't Romo win like 6 games? Broke his back in the preseason. Oh, you're right. Okay, I'll give Dak the credit then. Yep, Dak then. Again, it's super rare for a rookie, for a playoff, for a young quarterback, a rookie, to lead their team. I think Mac Jones has the wins record for a quarterback too as a rookie. I think it's 10. Unless Dak had more. But again, I think there's something weird about Dak's rookie year where they like weirdly don't count some of it. And I don't know why that is. Did he not play the whole season? Cheeto, I know you're a Cowboys fan. Will fall off. No, I think Brock Purdy might be a good quarterback. Jordan Love is a great human, but he's going to be a great player. Rodgers. Oh, I hope he is. Again, I don't really hold ill will. I hope Jordan can play football. I don't want any team to really become shitty. I don't hate the Packers that much. I hated the quarterback the Packers had. I don't really got much of a problem with the Packers as an organization. They don't win enough. What am I supposed to hate on a team I've seen win 1 Super Bowl? Wow, I'd be a fucking prick if I did that. Like, wow, they win too much once. I don't give a shit about the Packers. I just don't want the Jets to win a Super Bowl because it's funny. I get along with Packers fans. If you can't tell, most of the people, I have like 12 Packers fans that are like religiously around this channel. And I'm, well, it's mainly because, they don't know how much I like the Lions. But again, I don't like their I didn't like their quarterback. I had zero use for that guy. I'm like, Packers are fine. What up? Speak of the devil. What's up, Kenny? Did Phillip Rivers? I think his second year, he might have made it. Chargers were dominant with Rivers for, the Chargers should have won a Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers, but they're the Chargers and they're cursed. I think Romo started the last game of the regular season, but it was a meaningless. Okay. I have to look up Dak's rookie season again, get educated. You think Big Ben? I think that was his second year. I think he won 9 games as a rookie. Or he doesn't qualify. I don't know. Hold on. Let me look at something. NFL rookie QB win record. There we go. Okay, it's going to be Big Ben and Dak Prescott at 13. And then Bobley won 12. Luck won 11. Wilson won 11. Flacco won 11. Matt Ryan won 11. Where the hell's Mac? Mac won 10. Oh, there he is. No, this list is biased, dude. I don't trust this shit. Where the hell's Mac? Started 17 games and won 10. He's not even included in the list of 10, dude. Oh, there he is. See, there's Mac. One of the best rookie seasons of all time. McCorkle Jones. Put that into perspective. And this doesn't really count. This cocksucker had a really good team. What if Andrew Luck never got hurt? He probably wins the Super Bowl on the Patriots one year. Go Pack, go. Hate to break it, but Jets are going to be scary. Yeah, maybe. They gotta win the division first. Yeah, Ben was unreal. Ben literally came in, almost won a Super Bowl, and then won the Super Bowl the next year. Big Ben came in like he was going to be ungoddamn stoppable. Like if we would have been watching football and like streaming and like it was his if a Big Ben came out right now, like say Will Levis just suddenly takes a team to like a crazy unreal record and like has them like a game before the Super Bowl and then they lose to the like I don't know, like fucking some dickhead team, and then the next year Will Levis takes that team and wins a Super Bowl. You know, we'd all be freaking the fuck out, right? Like we wouldn't even, we'd be incomprehensible. We'd be like, the second coming of Tom Brady is here. It's fucking Will Levis. And then we'd just fizzle out, win one more Super Bowl and kind of just, you know, put up good numbers. That's basically what Big Ben did. He came in like he was going to just be... And then he fell off that motorcycle and everything got kind of weird after that. And then he started raping people. And remember the Colts were going to be scary? Oh, dude. Yeah, the Colts, I don't... How has Chris Ballard still got a job? You guys want to see what the Colts have done this offseason? You know how they need a lot of shit? This is all they've done. Now, signing Samson at Bucom is huge. I would say that's a great move. Ben peaked early. Yeah, Ben also fucked his body up after, yeah. He didn't take care of his health, Miguel. If he would have been a little bit more health conscious and maybe not fallen off that motorcycle and nearly killed himself, he probably is a little better. He maybe knocked himself a little retarded in that accident. Gave himself a little bit of brain damage. You know, no one's invincible. You can't really fall. The fact he didn't die is just a testament to how crazy strong that guy is. I still think the biggest tough guy thing I've ever seen a player do. Chili's was pretty busy. Well, it's about to be St. Patrick's Day, so I could imagine. So, Phillip Rivers played in a game without an ACL before. You know how crazy that shit was to me? I remember thinking, hell yeah, we're going to fucking destroy the Chargers because they don't got an ACL in their quarter. Who are they even going to use? And then slowly throughout that week, I had heard rumors that the Chargers were going to let Phillip Rivers play without an ACL, and they had a big old brace on him. And then that game happened. The Patriots played the Chargers. I think it was an AFC championship game. And Phillip Rivers was fucking waddling with a goddamn, like a giant. Hold on, let me pull this up. This shit was hilarious. Rivers ACL cast Patriots game. And he almost won this sumbitch too. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Where's his? Show me the big knee. Where's his goofy ass big knee at? Come on now. No, come on. Where's the picture of it? Oh, dude, seriously? There it is. Oh, come on. I hate everything from in the past because nothing ever looks good. Like why wouldn't you show the knee? Just show the fucking knee. Pieces of shit. Let me see something. Open image in new tab. Here we go. You see that? You see that brace? Oh, it's right there, right here. Do you see all that like extra weird padding on this side? How it doesn't look like a natural looking fucking leg? It's really kind of hard to notice, but you have to kind of look at how and see like all those ridges. No legs. Legs don't look like that. They don't have one ridge, a dip here, a dip here, a dip here, a dip here, a dip here. Giant weird padding over there. This is like one of the hardest shits I've ever seen a quarterback do. This dude didn't have an ACL, and he's like, we're going to go out there and give it our best. We may have lost, but I'm still one of the hardest. I've always respected Phillip Rivers after that moment. Yeah, Ben didn't do off-season workouts. The Juju signing. 33 million isn't exactly what we got. Is what we're paying him. It's up to 33 million for Juju. He's getting like it's 7 million a year base. Well, this year he's only getting $1 million and 7 million a signing bonus. So this year he's only $1 million. So he's fundamentally cheaper than what we actually are paying him, unless he hits all his incentives, which is fine. Then it's 33. But like next year, it's like it's not that expensive. We're ready. We're happy to have Juju. We did some research and we found out that he's a top 11 receiver in terms of yards after catch. Um, he is a better receiver than Myers for one reason. They have very similar numbers, almost the exact same if you break it down. They both average about 12 yards a catch. It's like they're very similar guys. The difference here is Juju scores a little bit more, and that might come from his yards after catch ability. Myers was our probably highest rated yak guy at about, he was like the 46th. It's like yards after catch and then average yak. He was both like 40 and then 46 Myers, right? Then you go look at Juju. He's top 11 and top 15 in both yards after catch and the average of yak. So do you see the major upgrade? It's very subtle. You go from a top, 50, you go to a top 15 yak guy from a top 45 guy. He's going to be really nice in the slot. Yeah, he's a very tough, gritty player. Belichick has always had a fondness for him. Yeah. Where do I think which Jimmy? Kev? Yeah, Juju should be nice. As long as the Patriots go get another receiver and don't really hope that this guy's going to be our one, then we're good to go. Jimmy G, he's a Raider. He's a Raider. T-Rex arms? Who has T-Rex arms? Oh, Philip? It's crazy that he just never fixed his throwing mechanics. He's fucking like 6'6", and he's probably got one of the longest arms ever. It's like, Philip, you don't gotta throw like that. The fuck are you doing? You know what? To be fair though, he's like gonna make the Hall of Fame probably. Yeah, Juju is kind of shit on unfairly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, as soon as I understand why Philip throws like that, because I know like the backstory on why he didn't have enough money or something like that to get another football, and the only football that they had that they had was an NFL sized one. So he grew up. He just kind of had to, that's just kind of the way it was. And it's like, see, we always had the NFL sized footballs at my house too, but like, I got big hands. I've always had big ass hands. So for me, it was always just grab it, let it sit in the fingers, and launch it. It's the only thing on me that's impressive size is I got really big hands compared to the rest of my body. It's nice. I can palm a basketball real easy. Been able to do that since I was like 15. Not to brag or anything. I can just go like this with it. Also got terrible fucking calluses on my fingers. I don't even know what those are from. What the hell is that from? Yeah, my hands are big. They're designed to be throwing hands. I think back in different times, I would have been a good archer. Or a good spear thrower if I was ever back thousands of years ago. That's probably what my ancestry descends from. Cavalry spear chuckers. And that's how my family line has been able to survive. I'm like kinetically designed to throw things. That's how my family's made it so far, I'm pretty sure. We didn't die off. We have some skill, and I'm pretty sure it's like all in throwing things. And aiming. So it's like, oh yeah, we're all really good shooters, and I can throw good. So basically, military. That's how we got to this point. Raiders have had a surprisingly busy offseason. Are these good signings? We can look at teams that do things and kind of wonder if they were good moves or not. Jimmy Garoppolo, Philip Dorsett, Jacoby Myers. Resign. Brandon Faison. Marcus Epps is a really good signing. You guys want to know what a scary? Do you guys know what a shoe bill stork is? Yeah, Spillane as well. I think that was a good move. I can't believe I missed that one. It's crazy how little money linebackers are getting right now. I didn't realize how that position might be fading away to in obscurity. Here, you guys want a little break from football for a second? I want to show you something crazy. Look at this fucking guy. You guys ever seen one of these? This is a real guy. This is a real homie. He's chilling. The real bird. They're very docile around humans, so you could just kind of do this. You just sit there and stare with you. This is what I imagine a lot of dinosaurs were probably like. This shit right here. Look at this guy. He's like, "What's up, bro?" He's staring right at you. Ugh. Quit looking at me. The fuck you want? Creepy bitch. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm fucking freaked out now. I don't want to watch this anymore. All right, there we go. But yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Shit like that still exists. That's in the eastern parts of Africa. Remember when Spillane hit on Derrick Henry like on the 1st and goal? He nearly killed Henry, and many people that attempt to take Henry. I have to watch that. Yeah, that's a spooky bird, ain't it? Have a good night, Charles. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you. Nah, they're like, I don't think they eat meat. I think they're like herbivores. They're storks, dude. They're not like, you know, what the fuck they're gonna do? Eat us? No, we're not food. It's kind of like that them big ass capybaras. They don't really do anything. they're just really loud and scary looking. Also, their beaks sound like gunshots. So when they go like that, it'll fucking sound like or if they go like, it sounds like machine gun fire, which is fucking awesome. That's such a cool animal. In my opinion, anyway. I don't know. Giants been busy too. Yeah, no, them shoebill buck things they're the scariest looking birds on Earth, I think, arguably, and they're probably the least dangerous birds on all of Earth, arguably. They literally just don't. Well, I guess you could piss them off and they come at you. Giants have had a good offseason. They signed up Paris Campbell, as Amir was pointing out. They brought in Darren Waller. They re-signed Darius. They signed Darius Slayton. Slayton and Shepard were already on the team, right? Yeah. Waller is a great. Yeah, Giants have had a really good offseason. Bobby Okereke is a really good pickup too. Very underrated. I think the only reason more people weren't interested in Bobby Okereke is because people just didn't really know who he was. And that's not out of the fault of the guy not being a good player or anything like that. I think that's more out of the fault of like just playing behind Darius Leonard kind of fucked everything up a little bit. Like, for example, if he had not been sitting behind Darius Leonard as like the backup behind Leonard, I think more people know who he is, and I think he becomes a bigger name player. Again, you know, it's just fucking Shaq Leonard, Darius, whatever you call him. The Colts number 53 was the guy that played the same position as him. So, you know, naturally, I mean, what are you gonna do? Kind of just in a shitty spot when you're Bobby Okereke, and you know, it's like, well, I'd like to stay, but you know, I don't think that there's a real opportunity for such a thing. Trying to think if there's been Darius Slay went back to the Eagles. Eagles are starting to keep a lot of people. They were able to keep Boston Scott, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. They kept James Bradbury. They kept Darius Slay, so that's been good. Yep, Baker's officially in Tampa Bay as their quarterback. That'll be interesting. So I guess they didn't want to go with Kyle Trask after all. They're like, actually. We'll see if Baker can get things going here first, and then we'll try the other people. We'll see if there's been any crazy, because all the big, because like right now we're kind of just waiting to see on trades at this point. You were hoping to see Trask. I mean, Trask could probably still win the job. Rashad Penny has a good shot at winning the rushing title for the Eagles. Let's see. Eagles also just signed Greedy Williams. Not a bad pickup. Surprised the Patriots didn't want to go try and make a move on Greedy Williams. He's only 25. Bob Tunyon went to the Bears. Kind of a shock move. Let's see. Do I like the Juju move? Yeah, it's a good move. It's an upgrade at the position. So should like it. Besides, we just need depth anyway. We only had 3 wide receivers. So regardless of if I like the move or not, we needed to make it. And it's probably a better move than like somebody much worse. Steelers? Yeah, I don't remember any big moves from you guys. So let me go look. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. I mean, you guys signed Patrick Peterson. And Landon Roberts. Those are pretty, I would say those are pretty good deals, actually. And Larry Ogunjobi, but you already had him. No, he's fine. He can ask. Yeah, I think Juju's a good signing, as long as he isn't like the guy we think is going to be the one. 15 to 20, I'm good. I'd literally just rather see if we can't trade for Jerry Jeudy. That's another thing I think we should talk about, have a little powwow on. Is Jerry Jeudy actually worth the first round pick or a second and players? Yeesh. That asking price feels unreal. Like, you want players too? Like, just like the one? And how good of a player do they want? It's like, yeesh. That seems like a ridiculously high asking price. I think a first would be okay. If they're willing to take a 2024 first round pick. I don't know. I feel like that's such a high pick task for a receiver like Jerry Jeudy. Or is that seems right? That's what I mean. He's had like weird injury problems. Like, he drops the ball sometimes. I think that's kind of gone away as his career's gotten better. You're eating and still listening. Fair enough. For sure, man. Just, type when you can. I'm kind of just talking at this point. Yeah, that's what I mean. For as good as he's a good receiver, he's a true one. I would have to actually argue. Yeah, I know Barrios and Mike White. Yeah. It's always weird when players go in the division. It's like, oh, you traitor. Uh-oh. Is it tornado season already? Or just one random kind of flare up and trying to be a nuisance? Hey, my name's Tornado Tim. Why do all weather... I lost the joke. I'm sorry. I fucked it up. What's up, Wade? How's it going? How you doing? Hopefully quite well. March 15th was the date Rodgers shows the sneak peek of where he wants to go, but Rodgers to the Jets. Well, I mean, it's confirmed. I think it's going to happen. I think the two teams are just working through compensation on the trade, right? They're trying to figure out what the Packers want. I think both teams are kind of in this weird struggle with who wins, right? Like who has the edge? Who has what? Like, there's a tug of war going on between these two, because I think the Jets want to think they have all the power in this because of what Rodgers said, but I think it's the opposite. So, what shocked me most about free agency? Probably the Texans. The Texans have had a really good free agency. They've made a lot of really good signings. I think D'Amico Ryans has that team near playoffs this year. They're probably the team I've been just like, well, like, wow. Like, I can't, and the Giants. Probably the Giants getting Darren Waller. I didn't see that coming from a mile away. But then again, we still have the Odell signings. We still kind of have what's going to happen with Rodgers, and I don't know. Things are still fluid in those situations. Northern Kentucky about to upset Houston. Sheesh. David Montgomery. Yeah, I didn't see him leaving. Yeah, it's just what's the proper compensation in that trade, basically. The Packers do have the leverage. I don't know how they wouldn't. If I'm the Packers, I'm like, what if we just don't trade you, dude? We don't give a fuck. We're moving on anyway. I don't know how the Jets could even imagine they have a shred of leverage in this trade. No, you guys pretty much, all the good quarterbacks are gone now. And you basically promised this fan base Aaron Rodgers at this point. I don't think the Packers give a fuck. I think you're underestimating how little the Packers give a fuck about paying him and not using him. It's the wrong team to play games with. I'm telling you. The Packers, they'll sit on it. They'll have a bad year just to spite you motherfuckers. You don't understand who you're dealing with. That is a petty organization, Jeremy. They'll just be like, nah, we're just not going to trade him. We'll just eat it. Then we'll cut him. You know, like they don't have to trade him. What happens if you guys don't trade for him? What? Your fan base is just going to be totally happy not getting Aaron Rodgers after all because you guys got cheap? What, you going to bring in, I don't know. You going to bring in nobody? Just have Zach Wilson start after all this? That's what I mean. Like, what are you going to do? Who actually has who by the balls here? Again, the Packers have already decided internally they're going to Jordan Love. They don't need the money. I mean, it's going to suck. They won't be able to sign anybody this year, but like next year they're fine. And the Jets still just wasting their team. But again, you know what I mean? So I think that's why I think the Packers have the total edge here. I would be like, listen, we want what we want, and we're not coming off of it. Well, he doesn't want to play there. Yeah, we don't care. He can sit on the bench and we'll pay him. We're not giving him up for nothing. What do you think we are? Retarded? You're going to give us first round picks. We want your first round pick, at least one of them. And if he plays again next year, you might as well give us the other one. Because I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work. It's going to be a singular first round pick. But if Aaron comes around and plays in 2024 for the Jets, then the Jets have to it'll probably be a very, what's the word? Conditional pick where it's the condition of the 2024 first would probably be entirely on if Rodgers plays that year. If he doesn't, then it's fine. They don't lose the pick. Yeah, they're done and ready to move on, but they don't give a fuck. Like, they're not going to give him up for not what exactly they want for him. I'm telling you, dude, the Packers are too well ran of a franchise to like do that. Unless they just don't care. Here you go. Just give us the fucking second or third. We don't give a fuck. But do you really think that's how they're gonna do that? Rodgers literally did though. No, Nathan, what are you talking about? He literally says he intends to play for the New York Jets this coming season. No, Nathan, no, you're wrong. He's openly, with his own words, said, I'm not playing for Green. He kind of shit on the front office of the Packers for not being honest with them and just being straight up. And nah, he's done. He's not coming back to Green Bay. The only other option is he just decides to retire. Like, that's the only other option. Of the three, there's two. Him being on the Packers next year. Yeah, he's gonna be a Jet there, Nathan. It was his own words. Him shitting on Adam Schefter was funny. Him confirming. Every time I see a player like Aaron Rodgers shit on NFL media and say that all they do is make stuff up, it makes me happy, because one of my overrunning narratives I always try to impart on people on this channel is like, never really listen to the NFL media. Use them as a loose guide. They're good. They're like Wikipedia. They'll tell you that something's happening, and you should probably go like check in with what the players are saying, what various members of the team are saying. There are certain media people that you could trust from your team. For example, I think Mary Kay Cabot for the Browns is what you would call good media usually. Mike Reese for the Patriots is good media types. Every team usually has one or two reporters that you can actually trust. That they're just not lying and just making shit up. They're usually the ones that have like a direct line to the coach and get told information from the team. Yeah, lose my number, good try though. Yeah, I was very happy to see Schefter get put in his fucking stupid place. And you know what my favorite thing is? The media, the NFL media going into full overdrive on protective of like NFL media mode. They're like, we basically got all of the Aaron Rodgers stuff actually correct, even though we didn't have any sources. Adam Schefter said that he was going to retire or play for the Jets. So he was basically right, even though he never had any sources. That's basically the NFL media's response to that. And then they said Aaron Rodgers lets NFL media live rent-free in his head, and that he's basically a punk little bitch. That was literally what PFT said, or Pro Football Talk said. If you think I'm lying, let me pull something up. They basically said he was a fag and that he's crying, and they're smoking on that Rodgers pack for whatever reason. It's like, that's what? This is Mike Florio's reaction to this is Mike Florio sucking NFL media dick. One thing is clear, the media covering the NFL lives in Aaron Rodgers' head, rent fucking free. This is completely completely. Everyone's like this. It's actually the opposite. All Rodgers has to do is show up and go, hello, my name's Aaron Rodgers, and I stubbed my toe. And everyone's like, it's COVID toe. He's a lying horseback. And it's like, nah, he lives rent-free in your guys' head. All this guy has to do is go into a cave for a day. And NFL media spends 3 weeks talking about this fucking guy. Nah, fuck, I hate Mike Florio for dumb shit like this. It's because he got called out. Losers like him got called out. And they called out, and Aaron dared to say something against Diana Rossini. Diana, they were soy facing like they were full soy Wojaks. They were like, actually, Aaron was lying. Diana said it was a wish list, not a demand list. Her words got twisted. We were right. That's literally their defense of their like complete butchering of covering Aaron Rodgers. And instead of just saying, we got it wrong, sorry about that, they basically are doing everything in their power to basically be like, actually, we were right. Aaron's just misrepresenting us, actually. Like, he said, no one ever said it was a demand list. It was only just a wish list. That's a major difference. Okay. You guys were presenting it like he wouldn't go to the Jets if those... Okay. I remember how people were presenting that list, and now the entire NFL media is pretending like, we only said it was a wish list. We only ever presented this the way he said he presented it to the Jets, of just a light suggestion. No, all of you were saying it was a physical list and he wasn't going to go to the Jets without it. That's how that information was presented from the moment we learned it until Aaron Rodgers course corrected it. Fucking lying sacks of shit in the NFL media. Ugh. And my favorite thing is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick hate one another. It was a power struggle. And then now that Brady's retired, he's like, me and Bill always got along great. And, Bill, the Patriots and Bill and Tom have both come out and said they've had an interview together on Brady's podcast, and they started laughing about. They're like, yeah, and it's always great. Like Bill was like, I always felt really awkward having to like chew Tom out, or I'll answer that in a second, Nate. I'm sorry, or having to chew Tom out or yell at Tom, because I don't like to yell at players like Tom because he's so great, and we viewed it as such a partnership. But Tom understood and told me to yell at him and treat him like everybody else, so that way the players understood that Tom was on their side. and could talk to them and get my message across to them. So it was us, them against, you know what I mean? Like Tom, like it was such a good partnership where Tom allowed his like great, like how great he was. He still allowed himself to be treated like everybody else. Though Belichick didn't want to fucking do that. He's like, I want to treat Brady like the greatest player ever. Like, and like their relationship was so strong and so good. Brady basically let himself get treated like a third stringer by Bill for 20. Like, do you see like how the media could have actually painted that as the correct image the whole time? But the media, for some reason, just went, they hate each other. That's lazy. That's lazy journalism. And I've always told you guys it was the opposite. Literally since I've literally been screaming this for years. Ever since Seth Wicker scam came out and said the Patriots hate each other. Everybody hates each other there. Bill Belichick and Brady are fist fighting in the hallway. Brady's throwing shit, trying to get trade. Like that, none of that ever existed. I don't know why they just lied. Why didn't they just report the truth? That Brady didn't want to be part of a rebuild. And the Patriots didn't have any goddamn money after they sold out after winning 3 Super Bowls. That's the truth. That is way better. That's a way better ending. Why make up something that the Patriots blew up? No, they didn't. They ended their team. They just went, well, we got to end it. That was the end. We won 3 Super Bowls. We sold out. We made a dynasty. We got to blow it up. We got no money left. We're broke. Tom, you don't want to stick around for this, do you? I mean, can you guys sign anybody? Nah, we fucked the draft up. Again, if we had drafted A.J. Brown, we'd never lose Tom Brady. That's just a simple fact. We probably win a 4th Super Bowl too, but yeah. Where do you rank LaFleur? I want to talk about Jalen Carter really quick. Jalen Carter's pro day. Yeah, I'd still take Carter. I think a lot of people have to remember he's going through a lot right now. If I'm not mistaken, the person who passed away in that car crash, wasn't that like his best friend? Like at least one of his teammates. And I don't think he's coping with it too well. And I think they were particularly close, the person who passed away in that car accident, that he's gotten in trouble for. And I think he's dealing with some depression, because it sounds like he just locked himself in his room and just didn't come out because he's gained 9 pounds. And I hope he's like slowly coming back together and able to like get the shock out of it. I hope that pro day somebody reached out to him and started like trying to fix him, get him built back up. Because again, he's a very talented player, and it's just like, oh no, you can almost see like the mindset just cracked, and it's like, oh no, I hope this isn't. I hope he's not fucking broken. Like as like dramatic as that may sound, it's like he could just be fucked. Like he like mentally just not, it's just gone. And that's a tragic situation, and I hope that's not true. I hope he's able to get it back. Because again, he's an immensely talented kid. He was clearly on like this weird Aaron Donald trajectory and shit. At least maybe because he's a little undersized as well. What is he, 6'1"? And it's just like this. Yeah, I don't know. I hope he gets it going. I only say undersized as a defensive lineman because most of the time they're like 6'9", like they're literal shit monsters. Then you get like these freak of nature DTs that are like fucking Donald, who are kind of short, for their position. But yeah, because he's not looking so hot. Again, I think it has more to do with his upstairs situation, and I think that's why teams aren't that concerned, because I haven't seen him really fall down anybody's boards or anything. I think teams are aware he's dealing with the legal situation where now he has 12 months of probation, so that was going on. He just lost a close friend, teammates. It's been I don't know. If I'm a team, he may drop in the draft. I think there's going to be, but again, depending on who's there, like Lions may take him and stash him and try to build him back up, because the Lions have the kind of team that could rebuild a player like Jalen Carter. That might actually be the best spot for him to go. Unironically, I think they could fix him. Him with Dan Campbell, oh yeah, that might work. That might re-click him in. But if you're the Lions, you have a tough choice if he falls to you. Do you take him, knowing that it's real risky? Or do you kind of just sit there and pray and hope that Will Anderson somehow drops? Like, oh, maybe Will fall to 6 and we can just take Will Anderson and we don't even have to fucking worry about this. Or you just take Christian Gonzalez or let the Patriots get him at 14. I don't know. I feel kind of bad for Carter. I guess we'll see what LaFleur is. It's kind of hard to tell right now what LaFleur is, because he did just, they just lost Aaron Rodgers, so he doesn't have the Hall of Fame quarterback to work for him anymore. He's gonna kind of rebuild the team in his image. They had kind of a bad year last year because of all the rebuilding, and I don't know. It's gonna be a tough road. A lot to prove. A lot to prove. Let me check something real quick. What else is there? We're starting to run low on topics here. I don't know what to think of the Packers coaches. They seem good, but then again, they've had the benefit of really good players. They signed Jerry. Oh, they already had Jerry Tillery. Who's still available? Let's go take a peek. Let's see if there's anybody good still. It's always a good thing to see who's still out there. What's that shit? Wow. What's up, Joanne Lol, or Joan? Something very interesting about the what's that? Right now, probably the Texans. When I'm thinking about everything, they've made a number of like really good impact moves, like getting in Robert Woods, bringing in Shaq Mason, bringing in Jimmy Ward. I think those are really big moves, and it's like a series of other small signings I think that are really well done too. Yeah, Lamar's out there. Well, he's technically kind of. If no one negotiates with him, he's just a Raven. So he's like a restricted free agent. There was a period of time when people said Rodgers doesn't have help, and those same receivers he had in Green Bay are on. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's like actually he just didn't have a one target. You have CJ Gardner Johnson. I have no idea what's going on with Chauncey. You got Odell, you got Bobby Wagner, you got Dalton Schultz, you got Gesicki, you got Ngakoue. Wait a minute. Yannick Ngakoue is only 28. I don't think the Jets have money for anybody. Let me go look at. I don't even know how the fuck they're getting it there. Where are they at? They got 15 million right now. So they barely can pull this off. I'm telling you, they're in some rough shape. Yeah, Miles Jack, Bud Dupree, DJ Chark is technically still available, but I'm guessing he signs up somewhere pretty soon. What else? We got Shaquille Griffin, Marcus Peters. Lions? Lions. Yep. Per this, it's 213, 19 million. Jesus Christ, how do they still have all this? What the fuck? How? They're like, oh, we still got a cool 20 million to work with. Oh, yeah. I think it's because the Lions just like aren't paying anybody. Like outside of like Jared Goff and like two people, I think it's everybody's on rookie deals. That's why the Lions are so inexpensive, and they were able to make a bunch of big signings and be like, well, we can just do whatever we feel like. We're basically just paying Jared Goff, and that's it. And like 3 offensive linemen. Yeah, you guys are in good spot. Because Goff, his contract isn't even that big. What is it, like fucking 40 million? 39. Yep. You're gonna have to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown after this year. But you know, that's kind of that actually makes it a little cheap. I don't know. That's ooh. Need a little drink there. Voice was starting to go. I don't know. I'm starting to run out of things to talk about. I'm being honest. Might be a natural spot to start to wrap on. This stream feels like it's coming to a close. Yeah, 15 likes. That's pretty good. Just under 100 views, 95 or so. Probably get up to 100 by the time it all processes and catches up to itself. Pretty solid stream. Yeah, I doubt it too. I don't know why they would. At least, I don't know. I don't know. Is he even on this list? Let's see. Calais Campbell's 37. Jesus Christ. So he's crazy when Melvin Ingram's fucking 34. It's just fun to see how old people are getting. Frank Clark's 30. Damian Harris is only 26. Yeah, the problem with Harris is he's not that great of a pass receiving back. Best thing, Brendan Cooks seemed really unhealthy with the Texans last year, but yeah, I wonder if he's kind of cool with what's going on now or something, or they're just gonna, you know, Cooks might be a quiet trade toward more the end of the of everything. Once all the moves have been made and there's only so many people left to get, I think that's when Cooks will be dealt. In my opinion, I don't know. This is what it seems like anyway. Could see us making a move. Once like the Odell and D Hop situations are figured out, that's when you'll probably see like Cooks get moved. Because till then, you know, the teams that want guys like Odell, D Hop, Jerry Jeudy, or Sutton, are going to make those moves first, and then they'll go for the Cooks trade. I think he's just a matter of time. They just need one of these first dominoes to fall. It'll probably go like D Hop will get signed, Odell will get signed, Jeudy will get traded, and if Sutton gets traded, one of those two will get traded, and then we'll see the move of Cooks. If they're gonna trade him, if he still wants to, that is. I don't know. Don't know. Texans are hard to read right now. I didn't think they'd be going as hard as they have in everything. Let's see. Thielen, he's 33. Irv Smith. Ooh. Oh, Nelson Aguilar's a free agent. That's pretty funny. They're like, hey, maybe Nelson Aguilar might be still good. It's like, I don't know. He can't really catch the football. He might be good for it. Watch. He's going to go somewhere and have like a breakout year again. And then somebody's going to do what we did and overpay him. Like a bunch of idiots. Everyone's going to be like, why does everyone keep doing this? Because there's only one good year of that guy available at a time per contract. Seems like it. All right, though. I think that's that. I think I'm all set for tonight. I don't know. I don't really have too much else to talk about. Anybody got anything else that's pressing or anything? We've been live for an hour and a half or an hour 50 minutes, so went pretty quick. Went pretty quick tonight. If there's something pressing for anybody, we can talk about it real quick before I get out of here. Give you a couple minutes to a minute or two to type it out or figure out what you want to do. If not, then I'll probably see you tomorrow evening as long as I get all my work done. So we talked about just about everything. Yeah, we're still waiting on a bunch of trades to happen. No new updates with Lamar. Rodgers is a Jet. Commanders are going to be sold soon. Went over all the big signings again. That's looking pretty good, right? We're not probably missing much. What's up, Ven? Ven showed up right at the bitter end. What's up, Donald? How you guys doing? You guys have crazy timing. But we're starting to. Oh, you're good. You know, no reason to say sorry, man. I mean, this is probably a re-listenable VOD, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, do your taxes. That's a bummer. Hopefully, you're getting a good month back or something like that. Yeah, it was good. There's good topics. I'd say this is a fun stream. We kind of talked about, the Aaron Rodgers, the situation, the Packers. Oh yeah, that's always good. We talked about the Commanders being sold or going to be sold really soon. And then just free agent stuff. Just kind of just a whole bunch of this guy signed. What do you think of this signing? And pretty standard off-season type of stream. Yeah, this stream had a little bit more structure to it. I had a few big topics, as you can see, based on the descriptor. Or the title of the stream, anyway. So I actually had ideas, and it was fun. Also, I had to explain to people how long, or like really spell it out how bad the Jets have been for my team. And it's weird that the Jets are talking shit. I don't know. Bezos isn't allowed to buy the team. I think the NFL or Washington himself, Snyder himself, won't sell it to Bezos. And I don't think the NFL wants him to buy it because it creates this weird conflict of interest where the Washington Post was the news article or the news source that broke all the information about Dan Snyder. So it'd be really weird if the owner of that newspaper then turned around and bought a football team from the guy that he helped oust from the position. That feels a little wrong, if I do say so myself. So Bezos can't buy that team. He fucked up. It's as simple as that. Yeah, Bezos can't buy DC. If you can see why, like there's a huge conflict of interest, and it comes off as weird. It's like, well, can we really trust that article then? Did they make shit up? So it looks worse, so they get more pressure to sell the team. Was that a hit piece by Bezos and his company? And was it real? You know what I mean? Like there's so many questions that arise. It's not that he's too powerful. It's just he runs the newspaper company that ran the expose on Snyder. If you can't see how that could create so many problems, and then like now he wants to come in and buy the team from the guy he ran hit pieces on to get like ousted from owning the team. there's somewhere somehow you could get fucking sued shitless for that, and it's like almost something you can maybe prove. Yeah, it's because he owns the Washington Post. If he didn't own the Post, then it'd be like whatever, he could buy the team, and I'm sure he probably would own it. But again, I think the issue arises from the it could be argued that they're lying, and it like rains credibility issues on everything. It's like did they actually find this information out about Dan Snyder, or did they lie about it to make it look worse so they could buy the team that they always wanted? That is a rock solid argument if you're like Dan Snyder. Like none of that shit was true. They lied to make me look bad so he could buy my fucking team. That's bullshit. So you could see it. You know, as shitty as that may sound, or as you know, I think that's why he's not allowed to buy it. I just have heard he's not allowed to put bids in. And I don't know if it was Snyder won't sell it to him, or the NFL won't let him buy it, or Bezos understands like he can't. And he's like, listen, when I made the hit piece, I knew I couldn't buy it anymore. I was fucked. So I fucked him. We didn't care. All right, anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Can the Gibbs family buy it? Yeah, I don't think they got $3 billion, though. You got to remember, this isn't going to be a cheap franchise. They're probably more expensive than the Denver Broncos. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't imagine that the the Washington football team, or Commanders, whatever you want to call them, is going to be cheap. That's like that's an easy 3.5. At the very least, it's going to be 3.5 billion. And then you can probably start building on top of that. So, good luck. Jets talk so much mad shit, and they can't even actually. Yeah, they can. And you know what my favorite thing, then, about that trade? It seems like the Jets don't understand that they have no pull in this trade. He wants to play there. Yeah, but we can eat the $60 million and not trade him to you. Like, I hope the Jets understand that. Like, the Packers, they don't give a fuck. Like, I'm trying to explain this to Jeremy earlier, Ben, that your team will do some vindictive shit. There's no way they just sit on it. He's like, they'll just eat $60 million to prove a point. Yeah. They don't give a flying fuck about any of that. You're not gonna hoe the Packers on this trade. I'm sorry, New York, you have no power in this one. You promised Aaron Rodgers to your fan base. Guess what? If you don't deliver and you throw fucking Zach Wilson out there, you're going to lose that whole fucking team too. You're going to lose the locker room if you don't get Aaron Rodgers. If you have to look your team in the face and say you wouldn't want to give up 2 picks to get him, that whole fucking locker room is going to turn on that regime, and that team will be blown up immediately. That'll be done. If the Packers don't have to trade Aaron Rodgers, no one gives a shit. They're still starting Jordan Love this year. They don't give a fuck. They'll just sit him on the bench or just ask him to stay away from the team and give him his money. The Packers have unlimited power here. We want 2 first. Is there any negotiation? Remember the corny thing I did where I'm like, no, just hang up. Fuck you. Click. And then call him back and be like, listen, now we want 3 firsts and a player. So if you say no again, I'm going to hang up the phone again, and the numbers get bigger every time. I hope you've been paying attention. Click. Hello. Did you accept my offer? No. You want to talk about it still? Okay. Click. Pick the phone back up. Call him. Now 5 picks. 5 first and 3 players that were first round picks or better. So if you're going to waste my time one more goddamn time, I'm going to just say no. We're going to start asking for all their picks. We want all your seconds now for 10 years. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you going to go? It's like, well, you should have said yes to my first very light offer of 2 firsts. One of them was conditional if he plays in 2024. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's the locker room. That's the bigger problem. That locker room needs Aaron Rodgers in it. The way that everything's gone down with that team, if they don't have Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback next year in that locker fucking room, oh boy, that's gonna blow up. There is no shot that they can't put Aaron Rodgers in that team, and especially if the team finds out that the team didn't want to give up a first round pick and then another first round pick if he plays in 2024. Oh, dude, for 2 rookies, that's for a team that doesn't need them picks. Oh, yeah, no, that'll be the end of the Jets before they ever even got started. And that's the very, very, very much truth. You can't actually present that in a more correct way than I did. Great. Yeah, you can't. They got to hit this trade. Just do it. Just give up the first. It's like it's so much easier than what they're thinking about doing. But here you go. Listen, this is our best shot at winning a Super Bowl in like 12 years, so might as well take it. Don't know how you have what some people would call the best quarterback in football, since Brady's gone now. Sitting there ready to come to your team, and you just are waffling. Our Jets want to go lower than a second. I wouldn't even entertain that conversation. I'd just hang up. And if they called back, I'd be like, we must have had a bad reception because I could have swore you just said a 2nd round pick. Like that was first round pick, right? Like I just misheard you. We were thinking actually, like of like 3 or 4 thirds and a hello. Let me call him back. Message call unable to go through. Call unable to go through. Uh-oh. Let me pull out my other cell phone. I don't think they have this number. Hi, this is so-and-so at the Jets. Why can't I get a hold of you? Oh, you blocked me. And you're calling the police and... Huh? A terrorist report? The fuck? Yeah, that'd be some terrorist shit. I'd call the police if they were doing something. I'd be like, a third? Yeah, I know what's going on here. I'm calling the police. I'd hang up. I'd 100% be like, there's a terrorist calling me. Yeah, I'd literally turn them in. But clearly this isn't really the other team. This is clearly Al-Qaeda members. I caught you. You're busted. Fuck. Lower than a second? What a bunch of retards. Why the Jets suck, and it will always suck. They have no idea what's sitting in front of them, and they're gonna fuck this all up. Just give the picks. Literally, just give the picks. All right, though, I'm gonna get out of here, man. It's been 2 hours. I'm all good. So there's plenty of VOD to catch up on if you want to watch it. It was a pretty good stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you all for the likes and everything like that. I'm pretty well beat. We'll be live again tomorrow afternoon for the Tigers game, and of course for something in the evening. I'm probably gonna do a gaming stream tomorrow night. So I don't know. Kind of take a break on talking like directly about football, unless something crazy, like a series of crazy things happen. But you know, let's let the news compile for a couple days. All right. Thank you guys. We'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you when I see you next. You know, it's always go Lions, go Tigers, and of course it's always go Patriots. And that's another episode of NFL Weekly News Update, or Weekly Update.